Hey, what's good, everybody? This is the Bacchanal podcast, a fusion of hip-hop, video games, comics, music, and nerd culture, all rolled up into one spectacular show. Join me, K to the C, and Akil each week as we discuss nerd culture while adding our Trinidadian Canadian spin on this thing, man. It's blurred news like you've never heard before. Let's get it started. How you feeling, cuz?
I feel like shit, man, but I'm here.
Got to do it, baby. Got to do it.
We were supposed to do a live episode, but I'm sorry, y'all. I've been sick, man. I've been peeing out of my ass for the past 2 days. And I've been taking solid poops. I've been taking that shit for granted. I really have.
Yeah, man. It's rough when you're sick. Holy, get that sickness out of you. I'm coming to ATL soon, baby. So I got to come meet up with you.
Hey, I've been losing weight because of the sickness, man. I was like... I see 2 abs now.
Oh shit! What do you got? The fuck?
I there's like a stomach bug going around.
Better stay ass in North Carolina then. Fuck.
I just woke up one day with stomach pain. It was just like, like with that vicious stomach pain. Yeah, so it's not fun. And I had to go see Captain Marvel with a bad stomach too. So man. I'm squirming now. And then I was like, I hope these jokes don't hit to the point where I shit myself. I was lucky.
Lucky for you, huh?
Yeah, they weren't hitting that hard to make me shit myself, so I was all right.
Man. Holy. So, in this episode, we're going to be talking about Arrow. We're going to be talking about R. Kelly. And, of course, we're going to be discussing... Idris Elba also. And, of course, we're going to be talking about Captain Marvel. We're going to be doing a full review, spoiler-free. And then we're going to have some fun and get little spoilers after. It's episode 74 of the Bacchanal podcast. Let us begin. News going on with Arrow. Seems like it's canceled.
Yeah, so next season they're it's gonna be the last season of Arrow. 10 episodes.
Thank
and
God.
I'm ready.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually watch this one. I watched the first and I think I watched the second season, but so long ago. 10 episodes is great. They should have been doing nice 10 tight episodes instead of what are they doing before? 24?
Yeah, like 24, 25.
CW, come on, man. Stop stretching it out for ad revenue. You're not fooling me, man. So, yeah, 10's good.
Stretching it out like a virgin butthole.
Stretching it out like one of those friggin' things that guys used to put on their dicks to enlarge it with the pump.
Pump it up.
Just unnecessary. But yeah.
Just Blaze, pump it up.
Well, yeah, I don't know. Man. I'm happy about this. This is good. It's good for things to end it proper too. Hopefully they do that. Where's the story?
How could they?
Why? I haven't been watching. I remember last season it looked like that he was in jail, and you were saying that was pretty dope.
Yeah. The jail stuff is good. Right now, instead of doing flashbacks, they're doing flash forwards. And they're just like, fuck it, we're going into the future now.
Season 10's gonna be flash sideways. It's gonna be like, fuck is you? Who's you? Fuck is you? Just sideways.
We're gonna be flashed into a different dimension. Yeah. But him and Felicity have a daughter in the future. He has a son.
Wait, Felicity's the
and Felicity. Yeah, they're like he been banging that man. It's his wife.
Oh, what
so
the hell?
No Black Canary marriage. None of that.
Did he even grow the long goatee?
No. He didn't even have the curly mustache. He's by the way, like everybody in the streets knows that he's Arrow. So he's like, oh yeah, I'm Oliver. I work with Argus and I work with the local police.
Yeah, who is this guy?
I'm here. He's basically just a rich man beating the shit out of the poor people.
He's not Arrow. He's not even Green Arrow. He never became Green Arrow.
He did for a couple of seasons, but now he's just Oliver beating the shit out. He don't even have a mask no more. He just has green. I'm rich. I'm white. You gonna take this L. Deal with it. Damn it. Yeah. He's like a Trump fever dream. Like that's what Trump wishes right now. He could suit up and beat up Mexicans. That's what Arrow's doing right now.
Ladness. Oh, man.
You're committing a crime. No, I'm just trying to take care of my family. It's a crime.
I think it'll be fun for us to talk about this in the podcast. So I'm gonna watch Arrow.
You gonna watch all 10?
Smile on Akil's face. He's like, oh shit, Casey will watch this.
Oh shit, Casey watching?
Yeah, I'm gonna check it out. Why not? So what else we got? R. Kelly.
Man, so much R. Kelly, man.
Why does this shit have to happen after we put our episode out? Like we feel we're coming in this late now because shit happened a day after. This interview just came out of nowhere.
He just got out of jail today. Well, yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday he came out. For shame, man. For shame. That those ladies that were like, "We love you, R. Kelly. We love you. Can I get a picture? Can you touch my hand?" Did you hear all that when he walked out?
No, I didn't see that shit.
Lord,
No, God, no.
Who are these women?
At least it's not Black History Month still.
Yeah, what are you talking about? This is redo, baby. This is redo. And they're fucking it up. But shit.
What was your favorite moment of the R. Kelly interview? Because mine was the hog tie.
You took it right out of my
Somebody
mouth.
sent me something on my phone and it said that I hog tied her. I don't know how to hog tie people. What would I hog tie?
But shit, man, when the picture, the still of him in the air, like airborne, when he was like waving his hand, it had a picture of him airborne, and I was like, man, he still believes he could fly with this bullshit.
He tried to fly. He tried to fly all those accusations right there.
Captain Marvel in this thing, man. Yeah, man.
That hog tie. He said, "I don't know about no hog tie."
Liar.
What you mean about no hog tie?
She said a hog tie. Man, I don't know about no hog tie. Yeah, that was hilarious. Oh, man.
He turned into an old slave, man. Like, I never heard R. Kelly speak like that. He's like, "What you mean about no hog tie?
Yeah.
You gonna get me in a heap of trouble talking about hog tie."
And he had his assistant had to keep the Beijing from slipping down his forehead.
Oh shit, burning his eyes, man. That's why he's teary.
That's where the tears were coming from. We put that together in the text when we were talking. I was like, yo,
Beijing
shit.
tears.
That Beijing was dripping, baby.
What is Beijing? Water. Is it just like shoe polish for your head?
That's fucking paint, man. That's poison. That's just not good for you. I don't know why dudes be putting that shit on their face or putting it in their hair. That shit is bad.
Just take a Sharpie, man, and just...
It's basically Sharpie. It's nothing natural, man. That shit is bad for your hair, man. It's bad for your scalp. It's bad for your pores. Ugh.
Yeah, because you gotta do a skin test on it before you start. You fully embrace that Beijing life. It's the new S curl.
It is the new S curl. It's crazy.
Drake has Beijing in his beard. I don't care what people say.
Probably. I don't know.
That's Beijing. I know Beijing.
Well,
when
there's
I
a
see
spray that they use too. It's like some kind of black coal. Do you know the coals? Like that coal fucking shit. It's like a powder and they spray that on the people's face. Also,
the only coal I know is Nat King Cole and Matt Cole.
And Matt, what J Cole?
J Cole.
It's some sort of coal. It's like a powder substance, but Beijing's like a fucking paint. Like they slap that shit on and it dries up. You know what I mean? That shit's.
Ugh, it looks like it dries up hard. Like your head look crusty.
Yeah, it does.
Like a scalp.
Stupid,
like
man.
like a scab.
Dudes just look stupid with it on, man. It just looks dumb. Girls are putting glue on their head with these wigs nowadays. It's just stupid. Glue's horrible for you.
So you got dudes out there with Beijing all over their head dark. And then when the girls are ready to have sex with them, they see just gray bush down there. Just gray dick bush.
I don't know why people stop dyeing. Like, why is dyeing your hair not cool no more? Like, come on, what's going on?
Nah, man.
You gotta have that line
Beijing
straight
down there.
Guys are putting on these wigs, these glue wigs too now. You seen that shit?
I've seen
crazy out here in these streets, man.
Hey, real talk. I'm about to get a fake hairline. By the time I turn 40, if this shit's receding, I'm gonna get a Patreon.
Yo, stop being fucking cheap. Spend your own goddamn money.
No, if y'all want to bail out R. Kelly, y'all can buy me a hairline.
Yo,
for the culture.
It's a fucking rug. Just go to fucking IKEA, get you a black carpet.
It's the principle. They bailed this man out twice, Casey.
People have bailed him out?
Twice, yeah. They paid for his child support, so that got him out. And then some other lady who was a daycare owner, she paid and got him out the first time. So she paid his bail, and then he went to jail because he couldn't pay child support. Some other group of women paid for it. And it's black women.
Yo, I don't care.
He out here raping y'all daughters and peeing on them.
I don't care anymore, man. I don't give a shit. Touch one of mine and random bullets coming straight for you. I'm not saying it's for me, but touch one of mine. But these people are supporting this shit. That's heartbreaking right there, man.
Chicago, man. I don't know what's in the water.
Crazy. Even the dude, I think his assistant was talking to the news. Some dude was trying to pass by, and he was like, "Man, fuck all this noise, man. Fuck y'all. I'm trying to pass." And he just free R. Kelly, man. Fuck this shit, man. To the news. I'm like, what the fuck? It's like,
now
I'm like, why?
Let's get controversial, Casey. Let's do this.
These people, man. Fuck.
you've heard that there's a war on black men, blah blah blah. They're trying to tarnish all these black men because there's plenty of white predators out there like Elvis and Roman Polanski and Woody Allen. Yeah. Why are they only attacking black men? I could see that, but with R. Kelly, this ain't the case, baby.
No, it really ain't. And they're not. There'll be a time for Weinstein, and there'll be a time for the dude from. They're getting their time too. You know what I mean?
But what about Elvis? Like, it kind of pisses me off with the whole Michael Jackson thing. Michael MJ's dead.
Yeah, I know. Elvis is dead too, and he married her. Like, I don't know, not like he. I don't know. It's kind of weird. That's a complicated thing. But he's long dead too. Yeah,
with the Michael thing, that's weird. Is that it's the whole thing with that? It's only one sided. Like, if you're gonna give me a documentary, give me a full spectrum of the problem, not just one. These two personal accounts, and you're not like talking to the lawyers of talk to Michael Jackson's lawyers, talk to the family, talk to the kids, talk to all the victims, so that the viewer could come up with their own educated, consumption of. Yeah,
it's too biased.
What's going on? It's like, very biased.
You could take a narrative, like you see all these people on YouTube that build these documentary essay styled videos, and they have like Beyonce's in the Illuminati, and they find all these things of quote unquote proof that she's in the Illuminati. Or that Maul from the Joe Budden podcast doesn't like black women, so they find all these tweets and all these things of him making jokes, and they try to they make their own like thing out of it. You know what I mean? It might not even be true. Yeah, so that's how I felt the Michael Jackson thing was gonna be. I was like, if I hear it has evidence, then that's a different case. But when it's a bunch of stories with no proof and it's a he said she said, then it's like nah. Especially when the dude's already dead.
We have video evidence of R. Kelly peeing on a child. There's several tapes, even the one where
I saw when I was 15. I saw
one too at a cousin's house.
They were selling that shit at barbershops. Like, mans were walking around with bags like, hey, babe, who wants that new Jurassic Park 2? And who wants that R. Kelly? It's like, they were selling that shit out of like VHS
and like during,
DVD or something.
As he's engaging with sex with this young girl, like somebody's like, Robert, he's like, what up, fam? Like, he's like, what up? Like, he answers like, hey, it's Robert. Just like that spoof that they had with Boondocks, like that was dead on.
Because the dude saw it too, probably. Who wrote that cartoon, man? He's guilty. Like we have the evidence. We had the evidence. So like with the MJ
there's
thing,
video
there's no evidence.
Where he's having sex with a girl and he says, "Give me that 14-year-old pussy."
Boom. He has a mental.
Boom. Like jail.
This interview that he did was supposed to be a redeeming move for him to be like, you know what? I don't need to go to jail. I need some serious fucking mental help because I have a real issue. He should have did some shit like that where he's like, what I did was wrong, and then he could go to jail and then come out and say like, I need help in this areas of my life and I need to keep me away from this type of thing because I don't know.
Talk though, Casey. Oprah and Gayle, like they conquered this week. Oprah had her little talk after the leaving Neverland, and then Gayle had the R. Kelly interview. I'm just like, damn. I was like, they doing gangbusters this week. Like,
they
came
doing
some
hard.
Double Dragon shit.
They were
step our game up, Casey.
Yeah, man. They were like, oh, okay. The Smiths are battling the Kardashians right now and dominating them right now. All right, I see how you're rocking. All right. Oprah and Gayle were like, fuck that noise. We taking this week.
OMG.
But I don't know, man. Oprah put herself in some hot water online with black women and black men though, because they're all like, fuck this bitch Oprah, man. They're all turning on her now online. If you paid attention to that.
Talk,
they're all showing the picture of her and Harvey Weinstein kissing up. They're like, how you loving this dude while everybody knew in the industry that he was taking advantage of all these women, but you were on his dick, and you're going against MJ when there's no evidence even. You know what I mean?
I said this before, I'll say it again. Oprah don't really care about black or white. She care about green.
She's a Trump.
Green is very important.
She's a Trump in different clothes.
Hell, she did the interview with Michael. That's probably one of her highly rated interviews that she did on the Oprah Winfrey Show.
He didn't even stretch.
He did the moonwalk for her.
Man, didn't even stretch. He was just like, oh shit, I don't really do this like that, just off the top. But
one more time.
You're Oprah. Yeah. I was like, oh shit, he's killing the moonwalk. Man,
she was flawless.
Practice. Yeah, he didn't even practice, didn't stretch nothing. I was like, oh man.
Hey Casey though, hey Casey.
She come back like this on his ass.
No. After you know what's about to happen though. She about to get that smoke from Janet. Janet gonna hit her with that quiet storm whisper. She gonna be like, Oprah, I heard you were talking shit. And
I didn't really appreciate the way that you talked about my brother. Yeah, no, she really is. She really is, because it's coming. It's coming. They're just finding their evidence to be able to crush Oprah right now. I'm telling you, the internet is fine-tooth combing Oprah right now. This weekend,
they really are.
They did not go outside. It was +6 in the 6. Nobody was outside. They're finding shit for Oprah, I'm telling you.
Yo, Casey, Janet's going to use her inside voice on Oprah.
Looking. Yeah, Oprah is on a tight situation right now. She don't even know it.
Now, did you see that video clip where Michael was like, the minute I bought these Sony rights, because Michael owned 50% of Sony's music.
Yeah, I was looking for it. I have it, but I couldn't. I have it. I saw it on Instagram, man. It's
I have it on Facebook, but if I can find it, I'll put it on here. But he was saying that the minute he bought those rights, they started calling him Wacko Jacko. They started calling him homosexual. They started calling him a pedophile. He said all these articles of him just being a weirdo came out after he bought those rights. If you want to be a conspiracy theorist, hey, Michael's the prime example, because once he bought those rights, he kept getting paranoid and he kept saying that they're going to kill me for these rights. They're going to kill me to get these rights back.
Let me be honest with Michael Jackson, how I feel about him. Like, I love his music. I've loved his music since I was a little kid. But growing up, I was like, this guy turned into a weirdo. And I don't feel like I'm not in an odd place saying that. You know what I mean? I feel like that was a popular consensus on him. He became a weird guy. But to cross the line of predator, I didn't think so. I thought it was weird that he was even playing with kids and running around with kids and shit. And I was like a kid too. I was like, why is this grown ass man trying to hang out with kids? It was weird. You feel me? You know what I mean?
Hey, if he didn't touch Macaulay Culkin's butthole, and that was like the cutest kid of the 90s, he didn't do it, man.
I just don't think he crossed the line of predator.
That was creme de la creme.
Because I remember they were saying like he's just throwing money out now to whoever says he did something, because he doesn't even want to fight with nobody. He was just giving money. He was just like, fuck it, I didn't do shit. But if I made them feel weird, just this is what I did. I don't think he crossed that line of predator. I think he was weirdo. It was weird what he was doing. I think he wanted to live a childhood again that he never had. And he was doing that by hanging out with kids and shit. But I don't think he crossed the line of... I didn't see any evidence in my life to say that he was a predator who was like doing all this type of weird shit like that.
Real quick, I remember the rapper Ab-Soul from TDE. Mm-hmm. He was sick. He had like some type of like skin disease, and he went to Neverland Ranch, and he's like, look, Michael ain't fuck with me like that, man. I'll be honest. He's like, we played and all that stuff with the kids, but he's like, no weird left shit went down when he was there.
Exactly.
So I'm not saying that these guys are
I ain't saying they're
lying.
Yeah,
but their track record's very just. Ugh.
Yeah, I could see them saying things were kind of weird, because I could see that being weird. Why you're hanging out with a grown ass man? Like, what do you guys have to really talk about? You know what I mean? But I don't know if it went down like him, like, you know, sexually.
And then the way the parents were talking about Michael and the whole situation, like they kind of had like a sense of nuance to it. Like they're kind of like, oh, I remember when Michael would come and do this.
It was like a positive memory.
Yeah, it's weird. Like if somebody sexually assaulted my kids, I'll be like, fuck that guy, man. I'm not talking fondly about you.
Yeah, exactly. Their whole bloodline is on my bucket list to take out.
Yeah.
You know? I'm like, he's gone? Somebody's got to feel this.
Babylon!
Fuck that.
Fuck that noise.
Yeah. But
Turned into a West Indian real quick. Stretch!
Yeah, exactly.
Get the machete.
Oh, Jackson bloodline gotta worry. Holy. But yeah, R. Kelly, he's guilty as fuck, man. It's not the same. R. Kelly's guilty as fuck. So
they are not trying to tarnish him.
I laughed my ass off watching all the memes I saw on the internet. Was there any favorites that you saw of this guy trying to cry to get fucking points? I was like, I don't feel bad.
The one part I
whatsoever.
liked, my favorite, they were talking about the allegations in the past. He's like, y'all try to bring up my past to take me down today. I got off of those charges.
Yeah, exactly.
That's double jeopardy. And I'm like, nigga, that's not how double jeopardy works. You got off for that one particular little girl. He basically says, he basically just said right there, I fuck little kids and I got away with it before. You ain't gonna get me today. Mm-hmm. Remember he had that quote where he said that you can't stop me, that the music's like in your veins, like you already injected me or whatever.
Yeah.
Something along those lines. Like, come on, Robert. Mm-hmm. Cut it out, Robert.
Yeah, we posted some funny stuff on our Instagram too. The dance song was hilarious.
Y'all killing me with this. I gave y'all 30 years of my career.
Robert.
30 years of my career. Y'all trying to kill me.
don't want to believe it, too. You don't want to believe it.
At this point, we briefly pause the interview to give Kelly a moment.
Man, y'all got me with this. Y'all got me with this. Y'all got me with this. Y'all got me. Y'all trying to kill me. Y'all got me with this. Y'all got me with this. Y'all got me with this.
Oh man, has the ones where it's like R. Kelly. If R. Kelly was a Toronto man, where they changed up the voice and put him over. There's some hilarious ones.
I found a West Indian one my dad sent me. It was like a Trinidadian R. Kelly.
Yeah, those things are great, man. Oh man, but you know what's messed up? It's like, should we be listening to these songs that people are flipping with his and all that type of stuff? Isn't that the same as listening to his music? Like, isn't that giving him power or giving him energy and attention?
It's making him, instead of famous, is making him infamous. But I feel like
it's
being
energy
infamous
though.
is just as good as being famous nowadays.
Exactly.
Like,
that's what I'm saying. So is this something we should be doing? Should we be putting our energy towards crushing this dude in the judicial
I just
system?
hope that I'm afraid for when he goes to court, because people in Chicago have been doing some dumb shit, paying his different legal fees lately, and I'm afraid that I honestly want the jurors to just be white people, because I can't trust you Negroes right now. I hate to say it, but I just want it to be a bunch of suburban white people, because some of y'all Negroes out here are gonna be, Robert ain't touched nobody. Y'all just trying to tear the black. Like, come on, we got a mountain of evidence. We got video evidence.
Yeah,
we have
I see what they're saying,
marriage certificate with Aaliyah.
Yeah.
We have him on tape talking about give me that 14-year-old pussy. Like, come
Yeah, exactly. It's enough evidence.
Enough.
Because I don't want to see no man in jail who's not really accused of it. And there are a lot of black men who get put in jail for being wrongly accused of shit. But this one is like,
on. That ain't it. That ain't it.
We got fooled with OJ already. This ain't the one either. You know what I mean? Like, there are a lot of those cases. And let's put our energy to the ones that we know are actually not factual. But this is factual. And for MJ, like, a lot of the stuff they said, I heard they said in the doc, because I didn't even watch it, because I was like, fuck, I need to hear that it has evidence before I even put my full.
Once I heard about the bloody butthole and then, like, he had to change his drawers, I was like, oh god. I was like, to me it sounded like some sexual, like some dirty fan fiction.
I heard MJ was like castrated, so he doesn't even have like all his, beans and
That's right up there with the theory where they used to say that Marilyn Manson took out one of his ribs to suck his own dick. You remember that in high school?
Yeah.
Marilyn Manson took that rib out.
So it's like, it's all hearsay. You know what I mean? The only thing I heard Michael Jackson say was, as soon as I bought Sony, half of Sony, they started coming for me. You know what I mean? So it's like, what the hell? I don't know, man. I don't know.
Now that would be a dope documentary. Sony versus Michael. And all the wild shit that happened after he bought those rights.
Yeah.
Now now investigate that shit.
Yeah.
A full spectrum of all of that. Get the family, get Sony, all of that.
If you're gonna go after people and show things, you gotta show both sides.
Yep.
To the argument, so people can take a full thing of it and make their decisions on how they feel about it. You can't be super biased on one side of it.
That's like they make a documentary and it's just me and I'm like, Casey ain't shit, and they just go off of my account, and then and then they talk to others and like, nah, Keel was robbing that nigga the whole time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. But if you get the whole thing and everybody gets both sides and people could come to their own decision, those are the documentaries, in my opinion, that are superior to these ones that
like Making a Murderer on Netflix. Now that's a good documentary because they give you all sides of what's going on. They give you the police account. They give you the guy that's in jail for.
Or the Serial podcast documentary that they did on podcast services. That one was dope. Season 1. Where you don't know if, I think his name was Abed, if you don't know if he was guilty or if he's innocent. Like, and you're hearing both sides of the story. So people are coming up with their own idea on it. They're not just being one-sided and giving you all these unfactual things and just no evidence. It's like just hearsay stories. This is all the evidence she has, and this is the story that they're telling. Unbiased. Like, that's why all these like journalists and stuff are losing to all these shock jocks on the internet typing shit up that's biased. The real journalists, they find all evidence and they let the people decide on what they see in newspapers back in the day. But now it's super biased. Now it's just
Oprah had the right to have the Jackson family there as well and talk to both sides.
She should have had a separate interview with the Jackson family also.
Yeah,
exactly. Not at the same time because it would become a back and forth. But like, yeah, she should definitely had the given the opportunity to let the Jackson family speak And she should have asked the questions like I was hoping she would have done, but I heard it was one-sided. I was hoping what she was going to do was ask the questions that both sides would want to know. You know what I mean? Like as if you don't believe him and as if you fully support him. You get what I mean?
And then talk to lawyers also. Talk to Michael's lawyers. Talk to the lawyers defending the kids. And try to get like people could gather their own view.
Yeah, exactly.
On the situation.
Yeah, it's not their job to be like trying to make us believe what they think. Like it's their job to show us the evidence and let us come to our own decisions. That's what the journalist's job is supposed to be. It's supposed to show the truth. If it's government or anything, it's to show all evidence to the people.
Hey Casey,
so, they failed. That's why I don't watch this shit.
They got people out here
I'm
that
not watching shock value shit.
Oh, my bad. I was trying to say that there's still people out here that still believe that the Earth's flat. So
yeah.
And they have their own group saying that the Earth's flat. So if you only talk to those people and you only show that view, and then you send that like as a documentary, that flat Earth documentary, and you have like 20 people talking.
I had a conversation with a cousin of ours.
Oh god, I already know who it is. A crazy nigga. But yeah, go ahead.
No, it's flat, baby. I'm like, what are you talking about? How do you know that? It's like, how do you not know that? I'm like
NASA.
What? And he's like, do you believe in God? I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, you don't even believe in God. I'm like, where's this argument going? What are we talking about? I was like, all right, this is done. I'm good.
He's like, nigga, have you ever walked off the edge of the Earth? Because I have.
Yeah, I was like, holy shit, conspiracy theorists are just trying to argue. Some of them, man, I get it. I get what you're trying to do, but nah, come on. Come on, fam.
Should make my brain hurt.
Yeah, so next up, we got Idris Elba, who's coming in playing Deadshot.
I'm cool with it.
I'm cool with it. I hope they improve the writing and the cinematography as much as they're improving the actors. Yeah, I said it. He's better than Will Smith. He gets lost in the characters. Some of these characters. Will Smith is Will Smith in these movies now. But look how he did. Look how he's doing Genie. He's being Will Smith. I'm calling it from now.
What's he gonna say? What's Will Smith thing? Like, damn. What's in there? Will Smith saying that he always says all the time? Like, woo! All right.
Just something like that. He does some kind of thing like that.
Some type of
Will Smith
Aladdin. Woo!
Damn.
He gonna run. He gonna have to run at least one time. When he takes that human form, he gonna have to run. Where are you, Aladdin? Chase sequence. Shirtless genie. Now, yeah,
should have made him Jack Black.
Genie should have. Yeah, Jack Black could have worked. Yeah.
Yeah, and just a 3D form. Like he doesn't have to go into the real Jack Black like guy. He could have just been Jack Black in a 3D form. You know what I mean? Like a nice, dope ass Nick Fury 3D form. You know what I mean? Like where he's so his.
Oh, you mean like Nick
so
Fury
well done.
and Captain Marvel?
Yeah, with the face.
Okay.
Yeah. Like something like that, man.
That was a buff ass body they put that genie on, man. It was like a fat buff nigga.
Yeah.
A buff ass Smurf.
Yeah.
Now back to Idris Elba. He's playing a superhero pretty much in the new Hobbs and Shaw movie.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
So
it works. I'm happy for this. This is good because Suicide Squad. I don't know how good this movie's gonna be, man.
Casey, you know who the director is?
Who's doing it?
It's the guy that did Guardians that got fired for being a little dirty.
Oh yeah. Gunn.
Yeah, James Gunn.
Yeah, we'll see.
Questionable pedophile.
Yeah.
Here's another one.
It's not looking good for Marvel and DC right now in the future movies. But I'll get into that later.
I think Idris Elba could definitely pull off the role of Deadshot, but if he has a shitty script,
can't be that hard.
You know.
I know a lot of people are like, yo, just make him a white guy like in the comics. What the fuck? I don't disagree with that either, but like to replace Will Smith, Idris Elba, that works. But I don't know why they made him a black guy in this.
I've been reading a lot of Mr. Miracle, and I could see Lakeith Stanfield or like a black dude playing him. Because his dad's Darkseid, and Darkseid to me is always
a dude from The Purge.
That's the dude. That's who? Lakeith Stanfield's the black guy from Atlanta, the weirdo.
Oh, yeah, because
Mr. Miracle,
he's a little skinny though.
Mr. Miracle's a skinny ass dude that just be breaking out the shit. Breaking out stuff is black people shit. Come on now.
Oh, Lord,
they just be breaking out, and then
this is Black History Month redo.
No,
man.
it's
Don't
not.
say that.
And then
yes, it is.
And then his dad is Darkseid, and we all know Darkseid is a black West Indian father. Darkseid ain't got.
But you're not talking about Deadshot. I'm thinking about Deadshot. Bro.
No, I'm just saying, like, I could possibly, because they're talking about maybe possibly doing a Mr. Miracle movie in the future.
Oh, okay.
In the DC timeline, because the book did so well. And I could possibly see, like, a black actor playing Mr. Miracle, like they have a black actor playing Deadshot. He gonna have a big, juicy girlfriend, though, because, Big Barb is...
But he doesn't have facial hair, though. That dude ain't shaving for nobody. No role he's shaving for.
No, he has a beard in the new book.
Does he?
Yeah, you gotta read the new
White
Mr. Miracle
dudes.
series, man. He's all skinny and
He's a white
scraggly.
dude with a clean face. That's the last thing I saw.
He cleans his face issue 12, which is the last issue. He finally shaves, like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna shave and clean up.
Okay. I don't know.
I'm just spitballing out here. I'm just firing.
Yeah.
Firing from the hip.
But yeah, this movie needs all the interest it can get. So Idris Elba's good. We will see how that goes.
You want to briefly talk about Doom Patrol, or you want to jump into Captain Marvel? Because I do not remember all of Doom Patrol.
I saw half. I worked double shift.
We'll save
and
that
I
for
fell
next
asleep
week.
watching
Then
half.
that's fine.
Yeah, so let's save that for next week. We'll do 4 and 5 next week.
All right, that works for me.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into this Captain Marvel. We're gonna do a spoiler-free review, and then
Yes.
after that, we'll jump into the spoilers. So let's drop that trailer real quick.
Your life began the day it nearly ended. We found you with no memory. We made you one of us. So you could live longer, stronger, superior. You were reborn.
I keep having these memories. Something in my past is the key to all of this.
You know how to fly this thing?
We'll see.
That's a yes or no question.
Yes.
Would you like to know what you really are?
All right, Casey, what'd you think?
You know, this movie is in a tough place, being before one of the most anticipated comic movies of all time, and being in between one of the most cliffhangered movies in comic book history. So, you know, with Infinity War and then Infinity War Endgame, coming into this, the hype and stuff that they built with the commercials and shit, it was a cool movie. The commercials weren't really hitting to gain my interest, like my hype, like, oh my god, I gotta see this. And Captain Marvel in my eyes has never been a character that I jumped to or had to go watch, just like the Thor. So when I went in kind of low expectations for this movie, and I got what I wanted, but I didn't get fully what I wanted from the character. The movie was cool. It was just a cool movie. It was on the same level as Ant-Man and the Wasp, which it's like, I don't know, Ant-Man and the Wasp, like this movie, I don't know if I need to see it again.
So
A lot of things happened in this movie that I was like, it's kind of like Solo on those damn dice, man. You know what I mean? But it was a good movie.
Nah,
but it was just maybe we're getting
no,
too much of a good thing.
don't compare it to Solo.
Because if this movie, no, it's not as bad as Solo.
Okay.
I just mean the Dyson Solo.
Yeah, I
mean
see
the
that.
Dyson
I see
Solo
that.
is equivalent to the pager. Like it's kind of similar.
Nah.
I'll explain in
Yeah,
spoilers,
I want to
but-
hear your analogy when we get to the spoilers. But
Yeah, but the movie had some great scenes, but the scenes didn't have the heart in it to make me be like, oh shit! And a lot of the things that I saw that were pretty cool, I seen it in the trailer. So I wish it took a little bit more of a turn into the complex time jumping in her mind, which it seemed like it was doing in the beginning. But it kind of went linear in the story, which was good, but it just cross the T's and dot the I's of what it has to do. But I wish it just dove in further and deeper into time jumping and mind manipulation, and her and the characters taking the time to cope with being manipulated. So it was a good movie. It was fun. It had great parts. The jokes, some of them didn't hit like I was hoping. The crowd when I saw it, the crowd reaction was kind of trash. Some of the jokes were hitting, the twist in this movie I thought was great. I enjoyed the twist a lot. So you'll enjoy. I hope people enjoy this. I'm happy to see the Skrulls back in the comic book movie world, because I've been wanting to see the Skrulls from Avengers 1. So to see them finally in the movies on the big screen was pretty dope. And I love what they did with the Skrulls. I love what they did with the other guys, the blue dudes. I can't remember the names right off the top of my head. The Kree. Yep. I enjoyed what they did with the Kree. And the dudes on Earth, the characters on Earth, they all knocked it out the park too. So I enjoyed the movie. Do I need to see it again right away in theaters? No. Could I watch this again on Netflix or on rental services and all that? Absolutely. I'll watch this at home, maybe a scene or two. But I enjoyed the movie, but it's not like I got I got everything I wanted from it, but I had a good time. I had a good time in the theaters. How did you feel about it?
Captain Marvel is the mozzarella sticks of Marvel movies. It's a solid, delicious appetizer.
Yeah. What'd you call it? Captain MEHVEL? Marvel?
Captain Marvel. Because I felt indifferent when I left the theater.
Elaborate.
I wasn't happy or sad. I was just like, oh, okay. Numb.
I think we're getting too... it's a good spin on an origin story. It's a very good... Because this is their 19th origin story. So how many times can they redo the wheel? You know what I mean? And I felt that they did it in an interesting way, but I wish they just dove in further on what they were doing from the beginning. The first 10, 20 minutes.
So where did it fall off for you? The second act? Because that's where it fell off for me. Was the second act. It kind of it hit the brakes.
Second act was good. Yeah. It just kind of took a... I love the way I came in a little late in the theater, but I loved where I was at. I didn't miss much off the beginning, but I loved where it was going. It just started off with action. Boom, 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 boom. Action set pieces were great. The action set pieces were great. And then it took a little bit of okay, we're just staying here? All right. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Let's stop and
But then it picked up.
At a bar for a while.
Yeah. But I just wish that they got to... I wish we got to see the coping and you know what I mean? That's a powerful part of movies. You get what I mean?
My problem with the issue with this film was it was rushed. There's a lot of topics that they could have took care of and really massaged and all right, let's really show that she's dealing with. It seemed like she was dealing with amnesia and PTSD.
Yeah, and it only had one moment where she was really actually having a fucking breakdown. A lot of people, it was one scene, one part, but the action set pieces were great. It just felt like they were just check marking off what's necessary to have a Marvel movie at some points. They were like, okay, we got to do this, we got to get there, we got to get here, we got to get them to here, to there, to there, but they didn't. I don't know.
They played it safe. There's a lot of things
they played it a little too safe
that they could have dove into. It's the 90s. So you have a young Tony Stark. They could have maybe on TV showed young Tony Stark having a DUI or some wild shit. They're in space. Maybe they could have ran into Star-Lord, a young Star-Lord.
Or Groot family.
Something intertwine all these things. It's the 90s. Have fun with the timeline that you're in. But instead they just insert pop culture songs and then there's a dial-up joke. I'm just come on, really embrace this 90s theme that you're in right now in this Marvel universe.
The problem with this movie too is we know, just like with the Solo movie, we know the consequences of the characters aren't going to be too harsh, and we don't get to fall in love. We don't get enough time to fall in love with the characters that we don't know, and we don't know what's going to happen to them. So we kind of okay, we're just going through the motions just to get us to understand Endgame better. Not, oh, this is consequential for somebody she loves or for something. You get what I mean? It's not... We all know there's no consequence because she's going to be in the next movie.
And there's the other issue is you don't have a full understanding of her power in the film. This isn't a spoiler, but to me it felt like the first Matrix movie where you're still trying to learn Neo and then Neo figure out who he is at the end of the movie and he does some cool stuff and then the movie ends.
But in that, at least Neo coped. The philosophies were pushed through, and his mental health was shown properly, realistically in that movie. You know, when he was going from place to place, like that showed it invoked it better. But this one, it was more like, okay, what's next? Oh, that's what's up. Oh, okay,
Marvel's
cool.
problem is that Kevin Feige likes to play it safe.
Dudes would have a meltdown.
Yeah,
dudes would have a meltdown if you saw what they saw in the first. They wouldn't be like, where are we going next? I'd be like, hold the fuck on. Hold on. Let me understand what just happened. You know what I mean? Like, it had they get like a split second to have that moment, but they don't really get to cope with it. So I understand they have to do this because they're putting this movie out in different countries where the language is different, so the communication has to be simplified, I guess. But I wish they just said, you know what? Let's just go deep and complicated. And if you're a comic book fan, you'll get it. And if you're not, you'll catch up and you'll buy the comics and you'll know. You know what I mean? Like, don't play it safe. Like, just go deep.
All right, here's the problem. Like, this movie is surrounded by controversy from these nerdy white nerds that live at home that are, you know, like, I ain't trying to see no woman do this and that. Which is the thing is, when you have a situation like that, you gotta come correct because they're planning on you the fail. Just like with Black Panther, the fact that it was a black-led superhero movie with a predominantly black cast rubbed racist people the wrong way. So Black Panther came correct. It wasn't your cookie-cutter Marvel formulaic origin story. They did some different things in Black Panther, and this movie should have did some different things, but it played it so safe just to basically say, hey, get ready to see her like fully embrace her powers and be Captain Marvel in Endgame. We're just going to give you a teaser. This movie was just a long teaser of Captain Marvel.
And Marvel, you ain't fooling me, man. I know what you're doing. It's smart, but it's kind of dark. Y'all dropped Black Panther and Black History Month. Now y'all dropping Captain Marvel on International Women's Day. See what y'all are doing.
It's marketing.
They could have pushed this. They could have put this movie out last year, but they kept it for a while and they dropped it now. They could have probably dropped Endgame this month instead, but they pushed everything back just for this date, for this marketing date. Right there when it's college, kids are all off and everybody has time to spend money and go out and party, watch this movie and have fun. I see what y'all are doing, man. It's smart. I ain't mad at you.
Now,
she did a good job. How'd you feel
Larson?
about her acting, bringing out her character? Yeah.
Shoddy at times. She doesn't really have a comedic bone in her body.
She had some funny parts.
There's a scene where she makes like a stupid face where she's fighting the those Skrulls she was fighting.
I like that.
And she's like, yeah.
I like that.
Like, come on.
I like that. It showed she has
a sense of humor.
Evoking more.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of it was done in reshoots. That's just me talking, shooting from the hip, pelting from the waist. You know what I mean? But I feel like a lot of that was done in reshoots to add more emotion to her because the complaints online.
It's actually the opposite because they do address to the whole "you need to smile more" thing, and they did that. That was before they did the reshoot. So I guess.
I don't think that scene was probably in the movie.
That scene was in the movie, yeah. That wasn't a reshoot. Like that was always in the movie. Like I guess they anticipated white males to get mad and want her to smile.
I guess, but no, I mean reshoots when they're having conversations, the style with the camera, it's not in a way where you're seeing both actors bounce off of each other. It's in a way where you're seeing them tagging, like they'll shoot the scene with over the shoulder hitting the camera looking at Samuel L. Jackson, then the other scene will be Samuel L. Jackson's back with her reactions and her saying a joke. Sometimes when she would say the jokes, it wouldn't fully show her face, but it'll show her reaction later. So I feel like the shots were done in a way like where they could edit it after and be like, oh, can you do this shot again and just add more of this into it or take away less?
I think they may have been intentional.
I feel like they did it differently.
I think they did that as a homage to the 90s sitcoms.
The back and forth like that? I feel like the whole movie was an homage to sitcoms in the 90s.
Oh, yeah. I wrote down a ton of Easter eggs I'm going to get into when we get to the spoilers. My favorite character...
How'd you feel about Samuel L. Jackson?
He was okay. My favorite character I want to get into was Talos.
Yeah, Talos
stole the whole movie. Like, I was like, I want to see Talos on adventures, and I want to see how he got to Earth. I want to see his family. Everything.
Yeah.
Give me a Talos. Give me a Skrull movie, because they got the whole Skrull comic book series that just came out recently that's doing pretty well. So I'm like, yo, I want to follow Talos, man.
Yeah. Talos was definitely the best thing.
Chill. Nick was
Talos
cool.
killed
It was good to see like a more like happy-go-lucky Nick Fury. They did do something that kind of diminished his whole mystique of like, oh, how he lost his eye. Like once you find out how he lost his eye, it was kind of corny. Not kind of corny. It was corny. It was very corny.
Let's not spoil things by putting energy on.
No, we're gonna talk about it eventually. But I'm just saying, like what they do and how they explain how he lost his eye. It's very underwhelming.
Yeah, and like I think honestly, if they dove into mental illness and stuff harder in this movie and manipulation, I think they could have done it in a much deeper way. Especially when he says to Captain America, and I can't remember which movie that was, but he's like, "I lost this eye trusting somebody one time." You know what I mean? Like it could have been a dope ass misunderstanding of some sorts. You know what I mean?
This movie's another situation where my fan fiction was so much doper than the actual.
Oh hell yeah! That's the problem. That's it's too much of a good thing. I think if you go in blind with this movie, you'll be like, "Yeah, I had a great time. It was fun. Had jokes. Had action. I was happy." You know what I mean? But comic book heads like us were like, "What the fuck?" You know?
Started writing some wild shit in my mind. I was like, "Oh, it's dope."
Yeah. But no, it was a good movie. It wasn't trash. Definitely wasn't trash, but it wasn't the top tier origin story movies from Marvel. From, you know what I mean? From what they have.
All right, how'd you feel about Jude Law as Von Rogg? I thought he just played Jude Law.
Yeah, I didn't see him acting at all.
Script.
He did a good job. He's charismatic, dude. You know what I mean? He just read. They probably had the script right there, and he was just like,
yeah, he's like, I'm winging it, baby. It's gonna be me.
Yeah, he's just at the board like this. Dude didn't even really talk. The other guy just looked at him and he's like, "Chill out, I got this." You know what I mean? Like it was just didn't really read nothing. He just did his thing. I don't know, it was cool.
Now Lashana Lynch as Maria Rambeau, I thought she did a great job.
She was amazing. She was one of the other best characters. That's where, in my opinion, Captain Marvel shined the most when she was acting with her. When they're like the chemistry was the best with Nick Fury. But she was acting. That's where you were really getting emotion back and forth.
Was that a wig on her head? Because nobody had hair like that in the
Rambo.
90s. They should have gave that woman some braids. It was the 90s. SWV was in style.
Yeah,
I don't know what that wig on their head was. I was like, that is not 90s black women here.
My thing with the soundtrack too was like some of those songs came out in like 92. Some songs came out in like 97. You know, like they're not gonna be just knocking 90 songs. You know,
Yeah,
like
it was
what year was
95.
it? It was 95.
So
Where was Biggie? You know, where was
that's
Puff?
not her
Like,
thing. She's all about that
where was
grunge.
Pac?
She's about that.
Yeah, I know, but it's like I don't know. Some of the song selections were good, but they weren't like. They played like one Nirvana song, and I was like, okay, finally, they're really rocking with the real Nirvana. Like,
I wanted some Alanis Morissette, man. I wanted to rep Ottawa, Canada.
Rocking with.
But some Alanis, you ought to know, that would have been dope.
Yeah.
But we got some Gwen Stefani in
We'll get
there.
into the soundtrack later. Yeah.
Soundtrack could have been a lot better. Like it could have been on some Guardians / 90s shit though.
Yeah, exactly. This was like playing it safe 90s songs, except for a couple. You know what I mean? But it was cool. It could have been better. I guess because we're from the 90s and we were there. Like
We know the hits, man.
for the generation that wasn't born in the 90s, they're probably looking back at this like the way we look at movies from like the 70s and the 80s. They're like, oh, okay. You know
The
what I mean?
old timey music they're listening there.
Yeah. So, for me, I'm like, this song came out like 8 years later. Like they're not gonna be banging it. Like what year in the 90s was this? You know, that's what I was wondering.
Yeah, so it's 1995. Now Greg Clark was back as Coulson, and I'm not crazy about Coulson. I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah, he was cool. The 3D face thing didn't look as nice as it did on Nick Fury, but he did a cool job.
Now, how'd you
All
feel about the members of Star Force, which was her clique that she was rolling with in the beginning? You had Korath from Guardians that we saw back again. He was actually funny in this film. Yeah, he made a little joke.
Korath was good. He didn't get as much as I wanted him to do. Gemma Chan looked hot, man.
Yeah, I was like, I see you with your blue skin, girl.
Yeah, man.
I'll risk it all.
Good. The Rune dude, I didn't remember him. I've seen him do shit, and I'm like, okay, I guess he's just the muscle-bound Kree dude. Like, he didn't have no interesting thing to him at all. Atlas, or whatever that dude's name is, was another empty character who was just another body.
Like, when I saw him, I was like, oh, he looks like a black guy that's blue. I looked him up. I was like, oh, he is a black guy. That is blue.
Yeah, he was just there. I was like, all right.
It looked like he just left a slave movie, and they're like, keep the wig. We're gonna just dye your skin blue now.
Yeah, Norex stood out more to me than him. Norex was a scroll who had better parts in the movie to me than
What's
him.
where Ronan the Accuser always talking shit and not doing anything?
Hey, let's not spoil that
I'm not
event.
spoiling
But
it. I'm just saying, like, every
Jesus,
movie he's in,
Axel.
he's always just talking shit.
talking
That
yeah.
talk, man. I was like, maybe I'll sit your soldier boy ass down.
Yeah, I couldn't even tell which one was him for a little while when we were watching. Both of them had the hoodies on. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, all blue people look the same to me.
He didn't have the black face paint on his blue face. You know, like
Blue
in
face,
Guardians.
baby.
I was like,
Up and down, Tatiana.
I was like, which one's Ronan? It's confused. He kept looking back at the other guy like he wanted to see what he wanted to do. I was like, what the fuck?
Now if he said bust it down, Tatiana, I'd be like, damn, Blueface stole that shit from Ronan.
Monica Rambeau was great.
Yes, the new future Miss Marvel.
We'll see.
Hopefully.
But yeah, she was great. The girl did a great job acting. Hopefully, we see something.
I have
more
a
from her in
theory.
future
I have a
movies,
theory.
Or see something with new characters.
Because Maria was supposed to get played by the actress Dawana Wise, who is in She Gotta Have It. Who plays what's her name, Nola, in the show. Anyways, she couldn't do the movie due to scheduling conflict. But I feel like since this movie is in 1995 and we're in 2019 now, we're going to be in the future, and we might see a future Monica. Maybe she could the Wanda chick could show up and play the older version of Monica, because she already has that discussion that she has that rapport going with Marvel. They're going to need to cast an older her because they're in 2019. She was 11 there in 1995, so she's what, in her 30s now. So
okay,
just saying, that'd be dope casting if they do that.
Yeah. So the directors were Anna Boden and Ryan Flick. The writer was Anna
There's
Boden.
6 different writers.
And they did the yes, and Ryan Flick and it's a bunch of other people. Nicole, Meg, Anna, Ryan, Gavina. How do you feel?
It felt like there were 6 different
writers.
writers.
Has an issue of too many writers.
Clearly.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask you. Because if it had just the 2, maybe they would have been able to have bring more out of the things. But it felt like it had a lot of moving wheels that didn't get the time for us to enjoy watching them spin. You know what I mean? Like, they were just there, like, oh, that's one. Okay.
To me, Casey,
happened.
this was a better version of the first Thor movie. It was a notch above that.
Yeah, I heard a lot of people saying that online, and I could see that exactly. But yeah, you ready to get into spoilers? How do you feel? What do you want to give our final thoughts?
At first,
on
I was
this?
going to give this movie a 6.5, but it grew on me. The more
No, it's better.
The more I started looking into the Easter eggs and the different stuff that they dropped, my rating grew, and it's a 7.5.
Yeah, I give it a solid 7.5. Also, it's a good movie. It's just we're getting a lot of a good thing right now. So, they've done this origin story thing so much that's hard to keep it going with the momentum that they have.
All right.
But this is a good movie. It's enjoyable, and I'm glad to see it. It's honestly, it feels like if it's successful, this is the new Superman. I know it's not DC, but the new #1 comic book character that the world would look to and be like, that's the OP person. You know what I mean? That girls will look up to and guys will be like, yo, that's an actual dope character. So I see why Marvel banked on this character. I just hope they can do more.
Before we get to spoilers,
keep that character respectable.
Goose the Cat. How do you feel about Goose the Cat?
I feel like the internet hyped it up to a point to where I finally got to see it. It wasn't as big.
He
as
wasn't in the movie as long as I wanted him to
be.
be. Like, I was like, "Where's Goose?" I kept looking for Goose.
Yeah, and I was expecting it to be more like the comic books, the way people were hyping it up on Instagram. I wasn't even looking for spoilers. I'm just scrolling, and people are like, "Oh, Goose the Cat, man!
Yo, my nigga
shit,
Goose,
you see what
son.
Goose does? My Goose though."
getting
I'm
loose,
like, okay,
though.
he's gonna. And I went through a couple comic books, and I was like, "Oh shit, this Goose Cat, okay." You know what I mean? But when watching the movie, I was like, "Okay, that was cool." I wish nobody told me nothing about him, you know. But
Goose
he was
acts
cool.
like my
He
cat,
was pretty
Duckets,
good.
man.
It's
so.
funny. You wish. Duckets kill people.
Duckets does kill people.
I know. Scratches for sure.
Spoiler. That's how you segue into spoilers right there, baby. Scratches.
Let's do it.
Now, speaking of scratches, Nick Fury gets his eye scratched by Goose and he goes blind. So, does
so
Goose
dumb.
have some type of like poisonous nails? I need to look into the flirklins.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't. This is what I was talking about, where the dice, the solo,
God.
Nick Fury's origin story was like thrown together like the solo story was, and that's so unfortunate because his character could have been so much more epic if the reason why he lost his eye was because Captain Marvel was going back and forth to who she can trust, and then she like hits him with the fucking energy blast or something before she has a meltdown and dips out.
I
into
was
the
hoping
universe.
that he trusted
But
the
instead,
Skrull and he
they
scratched
make it
him
some
or something.
dumb shit. Something like that. Something. And like don't get it messed up. Just because this Skrull crew is good doesn't mean there's another Skrull crew that didn't just say,
Exactly.
fuck it, I'm staying on Earth and I'm gonna become king of this
Exactly.
fucking planet. So let's not be fooled, people. The Skrulls, everybody online is like, oh, now that the Skrulls can't be done. It's like, no, they could still be there. There was
Here's
a gang
my
of them
problem, Casey.
who were going back and forth from that spaceship to Earth.
In Winter
you know what I mean?
Soldier,
So-
like Nick Fury, he's giving his monologue. He's like, the last time I trusted someone, I lost
That's
the
it,
eye.
yeah.
And he's all serious. Like if they ended that scene with a meow, that would like that's pretty much what happened. The cat.
Yo, it should have been Captain Marvel that did that, and then she flips out. She's bugging out, and then she says, "Fuck this! I don't trust either side. I don't know about Earth. I gotta figure myself out." And she just says, "You know what, Skrulls? I'm gonna take you guys and put you somewhere safe, and I gotta."
I
figure this
disagree.
out."
I was
You get what I
hoping
mean?
that he was helping out Talos and he's trusting them, and they're like, you know what? We actually are bad, and they scratch him and leave him to die.
Yeah,
twist
something like
after
that too.
twist,
I ain't mad
baby.
at that either. Yeah, but fucking Cat that he's cool with this whole time scratches him out of nowhere. I was like, nah, man, that's just lazy writing.
Here's the other twist I was hoping. I was hoping that they were gonna mess with us and that the Nick Fury we know and love is not even Nick Fury, that he died in this film and that the
Yeah.
Skrull has been living his life. That would have been
That would have
dope.
been dope too.
I peed myself a little bit.
But nah.
But, oh shit, nigga, alien the whole time. I gotta go back and watch all these movies and look for hints of him being an alien. Nope, he got scratched by a cat. He was playing with the cat, and the cat said, "Man, if you don't get your black ass stinking fingers off, if you don't get your chicken fingers off."
Stink ass breath out of my face. That's basically what it was. It's like you didn't brush your teeth in 2 days and you got your face.
Goose
in my
was
face.
like, "You're nasty," and scratched him across the.
Yeah. I was like, that's
Oh
it.
man. Okay, so let's the other thing that I had to like do a damn deep dive on the internet about was the Tesseract. I was like, this shit getting passed around like a $2 hoe. Tesseract
Yeah,
has been
it
everywhere.
really
Like,
is.
so I had to look it up. So Odin had it first, and then he brought it to Earth and he gave it to like some like Nordic people. And then Red Skull got
Captain
it,
America won.
and then they lost it. Then and it went in the sea. Then Howard Stark found it, and then Howard
out,
Stark had it until about, or it was around 1989 where Howard Stark died, and I guess that's when the Marvel, she probably snagged it and she was doing her experiments with it because she died during 1989 as well. Because 1989 was when Marvel died.
Yeah,
and Carol Danvers went missing. So that's
Yep.
the timeline of the Tesseract.
And then, yeah,
And then from there, you see it again in the
gets
Thor
it.
2.
Thor gets it and brings it back to Odin.
Loki steals
Asgard,
it
and then
twice.
gives it to Thanos. Thanos takes it, puts it on his medallions. You know what I mean? He's shining on these motherfuckers. But yeah, no, that Tesseract
Went around
really
everywhere, bro. Galaxies. Now the thing is, the Tesseract is used to it's a space stone, so you can travel real fast. So it makes sense now that Red Skull, he accidentally activated. We thought he died. He just transported himself to that planet.
I never thought he died, but yeah, I know. what you mean.
So I guess Marvel was using the Tesseract to try to transport the Skrulls somewhere.
To another safe area. Yeah.
And then we leave the film where we don't have a full understanding of her powers because her powers are being dampened by the device that they had on her head. So she goes Super Saiyan at the end, but pretty much she goes binary. No, she didn't go full binary. I don't believe.
Not full. No, not full. But how long did she like not scratch the back of her neck for? Like,
I guess she.
How long
she
was
probably
this thing
knew it
there?
was there. She probably just thought that like, oh, this is to keep my emotions in check. And I kind of thought they were doing a play on like, oh, women are emotional, and she needs to keep her emotions in check because she's a woman.
Okay. See, like that, I like the metaphors that they had in the movie with that stuff. But when at the consequential big fight scene, in the third act of this movie, instead of having some epic, her actual theme song is pretty dope. Playing "I'm Just a Girl" just killed the whole momentum of that part, man. I was like, is this a joke? Like, this is too jokey. She was doing some dope ass uppercuts and then friggin' tornado kicking people into the walls and shit. I was like, this is fire. But the song that should have came when she like went binary, I guess, and like was hitting up all the bombs in space.
Hey, people
Earth.
Online, they said they wanted to hear Alanis Morissette. You ought to know. Because it's a breakup song, and they said that she's pretty much breaking up with the Kree because she knows that they ain't shit.
Yeah. But I just think that "I'm Just a Girl" was not placed properly in the movie. Like, it could have maybe started with that and then get to the epic music. I don't know. That just killed the energy for that scene when she was fighting all of her past allies.
I could feel all the like angry white dudes in the theater's baby penises just like shrink even more when that scene played. They're like, ugh, they're groaning. They're like, how dare she be a girl fighting these men? They're like, ugh.
No, I'm not.
No,
even
I'm just
mad
saying,
at
like,
that.
I
It's
saw
nothing to do
that
with
at the theater. I'm in the South. I'm in the South, so I get to see all the fun shit I get to see. So I was looking around. It was me. I was sitting with a lesbian couple to my right, and my wife.
It just didn't match. Yeah. I was just like, if they're gonna play that type of scene, okay, she's clearly OP. Let her have fun with it. Like, let her do a little alley, like 1-2 jab, like talk, and then touch her nose, hit her nose, and be like, come on.
She had a moment like that.
It's clear if they're gonna. Yeah, but not in that scene. In that scene, she was like just getting knocked around, and it looked like, oh shit, they might kill her. They dropped a freaking arcade on her. Like, it should have been more like she's like, whatever, you guys aren't nothing, you know, like just because she's clearly OP.
I love the flex that
it didn't match the theme. It didn't match the theme of the fight scene. It matched the theme of when she was fighting the 20 scrolls at the beginning.
I agree.
But it didn't. It wasn't a fun scene. It was like a hard, like, oh fuck, they might actually beat
so
her
you're,
ass.
you're saying bad placement of the song is your problem? Okay.
Yeah, just if it was a fun song and it was like she wasn't having fun. She was like, she was trying to survive. You know, it should have been her theme song.
I agree.
Right there. That was her. This is who I am. And my thing with her character, like character development, Captain America was dope because before he had the powers, we saw him using his mind, and it showed ways that he is clearly not the strongest, not the fastest, he's not the best one there, but it showed he has the leadership qualities. Like, this is a job interview. This origin stories are job interviews, and they want her to be the next Captain America. She didn't show that she has the qualities to be the leader of the new Avengers. She showed she has the qualities to be a muscle, you know, like a new kind of like a Hulk kind of figure out the headspace. And she's super strong, but she didn't show that she has the qualities to be like, you go over this way, Nick Fury, you go this way. You know what I mean? Like, because she's supposed to be that next leader.
7 films.
But that's where they failed in this. Okay, good. Because I hope that they break her into. I hope that they break her into that more. Like, they actually show that more with her character, where she is like, because she has the assertiveness, she has the confidence, she has all those, like, you know, like the shallow things of what a leader is, but she didn't show the actions. You know what I mean? Because it's one thing to be blowing up shit in space. That's just strength. That's a Superman type of thing. But to be like Captain America, where everybody's trying to climb the pole, and then he's like, yo, I'll just pull this thing down here, and then the flag will come to me. Those little scenes are things that it didn't have in this movie that I was hoping it was going to have to show that she's.
They showed her growth, like when she finally squares up with Jude Law's character Von Rod.
Yeah, that was hard.
At the end, he's like, you ain't gonna fight me without your powers. Like, she's like, I don't have to prove. Like,
he's like,
when she shot.
Yeah, exactly.
That was beautiful. Like, that was some Indiana Jones shit right there.
But like when she was like, I'll go forward, and Jude Law was like, no. And she was like, okay, you know what? You guys take this way, you go that way. Instead, she didn't listen. She was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go forward anyway. She kind of just did her own thing. That's why she got kidnapped. You remember?
Yeah, well, she's hard-headed.
She was right. Yeah, but like the leader would be like, Jude Law, you could do this. Sniper, you stay here. Watch your back. You know, like if they showed those little 2-second tweaks to her character in those moments when her back is against the wall, are defining moments that would be like, shit, okay, I could see her replacing Iron Man. I could see her replacing Captain America. I want to see how she orchestrates, you know, like characters like Scarlet Witch, Vision, the Hulk. You get what I'm saying? Like,
well, it took Thor several
Panther.
films to get it right. Captain America, it took 2.
But Thor is a different character, though. Thor is somebody that people like love. From,
Not
like,
really.
Before.
He was kind of obscure character.
Yeah,
it was more so
But
Captain America and Spider-Man and
she's-
Hulk people knew that well.
Nah, she's obscure to a point, to a level that comic book fans don't even pay attention. There is a cult comic book fan following of Thor, even though it's not us. There was he had his cult following. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, he was already like, people were already like, oh shit, Thor's gonna have a movie. This one was like Captain America,
Captain Marvel, yeah.
I mean Captain Marvel. Like, she's okay, yeah, she's okay. You know what I mean? Like, she started popping for like the Civil War 2, and you know what I mean? Like, when they revamped her whole story not even too long ago.
All right, let's end this rant. So, Stan Lee's cameo, how'd you feel about that? He was reading the screenplay The Mallrats, which is his first cameo that he's ever did in cinema, besides showing up on the episode of Hulk in the 70s where he was on trial. So Stan Lee was playing Stan Lee, getting ready to play Stan Lee in the movie.
I think it was great. I geeked out on that part. I was in the theater like, oh shit, it's Stan Lee!
And he said his
You know
line
what I
too. He was
mean?
like rehearsing his line.
Yeah, no, I loved it. And she like smiled at him, like, you know, it was like out of the movie type of feel. Like, it felt like it was just like it felt good. It was. I liked
I
it.
forgot that he was dead. I was like, oh shit, that nigga dead. Like I had him. I completely forgot. I was like, oh shit, Stan's still at it. It threw me off in a good way. I also liked the new intro that they had in the beginning, where it was just all Stan Lee during the Marvel intro.
Yeah, I missed.
Oh, you missed the beginning? Well, they
part,
changed
man.
the whole like Marvel
Yeah, like I
intro
said before, yeah.
where, you know, back where it'll show you different scenes of like Captain America and all these different heroes. It was just all Stan Lee from every cameo he's ever been in with the Marvel logo. I was like, oh shit, they switched it up for Stan the Man. So that was pretty dope. Let's talk about some of the Easter eggs and some of the stuff that people didn't like. So in the film, we see that they get the name Avenger because that's the call name for Carol Danvers' ship. How'd you feel about that?
Her plane, yeah.
For her plane.
For her plane. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at that. That was fine. But it felt very solo-ish, you know what I mean? But I'm not mad at it.
Yeah.
all the half-ass written stuff that are just like shoehorned in, I'm gonna call it solo.
Yeah, that's some solo
you know
stuff
what I mean?
right there.
Like, so, yeah, it was kind of solo type of thing, but you know, it's cool. It's cool. Again, like it was shoehorned in, man. Like they could have done it in such more organic way. Like even Captain Marvel, like her name Captain, she should have been like, oh shit, I've always looked up to Captain America, and that's where I get my
She don't know who that nigga is.
my way to want to be who I want to be. But he was a hero.
She
from
don't remember
the
that
60s,
shit.
50s or 30s or whatever. But I'm just saying he was a legendary hero. Even Iron Man was like, yo, I always looked up to you as a kid. She should have been like, this is who I get my who I want to be. I want to be.
Again, she
like
doesn't
Captain
remember
America.
anything
like,
about
before
Earth,
she got the
though.
powers. No, I know, but before she got her powers, that
Oh,
should have
like
been,
maybe.
a
Well, they
cornerstone
showed
in
you
her.
that she was dressed like Amelia Earhart.
Like when she was a little kid, and looking up in space, she should have had a Captain America T-shirt on or something.
I see what you're saying.
You know what I
yeah.
mean? Something like that. Yeah, just to put it in, so it's like, where did she get the
I know
captain
the
from? You know
feminists
what I
will
mean?
get mad. Why she gotta look up to a man? Why can't she be her own captain? You know, you can't say nothing right, bro. You're gonna get in trouble.
Hey, I'm just trying to keep it as organic as possible.
I
with the
believe
story,
you.
That's all. Because is she even gonna be Marvel in the end?
She is Captain
Because
Marvel.
she says her name was Carol. No, she said my name is Carol Danvers. She didn't say I am Captain Marvel.
No, she Captain Marvel, bro.
No, she's not. She's Carol. She's fucking
No,
Carol.
not Carol. Okay.
The movie should have been called
Oh,
Carol.
I thought that was Walking Dead, but oh shit, Carol got spin-off. Carol back. Did you like the Terminator 2 nod? Like when the dude was like, smile. And she took his motorcycle and she found clothes that just fit her perfectly. And she knew how to accessorize. She was like, oh shit, I'm going to have this like, I'm going to tie this around my waist 90s style. How did she know how to do all that? Like she knew what was in style.
I just wish she wasn't a thief. I wish she wasn't a thief with it. I wish if she was going to thief, she was just going to take his clothes like in Terminator. Like she was just going to walk in somewhere and be like a Kree soldier state of mind. And he was like, smile, bitch.
Come on.
Smile, bitch. Like little Duval in the bathroom, in the girl's bathroom doing some dumb shit. And she's like, nigga, get the fuck. Takes his clothes. Something like that. Like, but this was kind of like,
Yeah.
It was cool. It looked cool when she was in the clothes.
Did you notice that the Canyon dogfight is similar to the same, like the dogfight in Independence Day? A lot of Will Smith nods. You had that. You had Monica Rambeau's daughter. Marie Rambeau. Monica was talking about watching Fresh Prince with her mom. I was like, oh shit, is Will Smith coming to Marvel? Is that what they're telling us? Is Will Smith coming to Marvel? Because he's clearly leaving DC.
Who do you think Will Smith could play in
himself?
The universe? You kill that shit.
Woo! Damn! Oh hell!
Hey, man, hold this. Yo, Thor, I'm not liking you right now, baby. Oh man, I don't know who.
Him damn self. They like, who are you? Are you Winter Soldier now? Like, Will Smith. I'm Winter Smith.
Where's Wakanda?
Who's a black hero that they can randomly? Oh shit! No, don't do it. I'm about to say Blade. Blade will be saying, "No, God, no,
no, boo, don't
he kills a vampire. And goes, woo,
blasphemy, blasphemy. Yeah, Will Smith will play Will Smith in Marvel.
Now, when Captain Marvel lands into Blockbuster, she shoots that True Lies poster, which is remember the he's a spy and he's lying to his wife, and people were saying they said that's similar to Von Rogge, Jude Law's character lying to Carol Danvers. I was like, I could kindly see that, but I'm like, they're not married.
They're fine tooth combing, man. They're looking.
I was like, they are not.
That's some yoga. That's yoga punch right there. They're stretching to the furthest extent.
No, well, they purposely put those things in the movie. Like she picked up the movie The Right Stuff, which it's a movie about aviation and like going into space. So,
oh lord,
little things like that, and then she's like, when she gets Top Gun with Goose, and because Cat's name used to be Chewie, from a Star Wars reference, because Han Solo and Chewie. So I guess they're like, nah, it's '90s. We're doing Top Gun.
She didn't even have a relationship with
which I didn't expect. I wanted to see. I thought that was like her go-to, her ace boon coon was going to be Goose, but
yeah, I thought the cat was going to be with Rambeau, and she'd be like, "You, I've been taking care of your damn cat."
Yeah, that would make more sense.
Some shit like that.
Goose just showed up.
Yeah, and then they were like riding with the cat. Goose was just chilling in the airbase for 6 years. Like, where did he come from?
Where's Goose at now? Because she left Goose.
She dipped on her friend and the little girl for 20 years.
Yeah.
She could have flew back. She could have teleported back this whole time.
Maybe she's been checking in on them. She just don't really. Again, that comic book where Fury has the damn pager. He's like, nah, son, I ain't gonna page. Like, it pisses me off even more after watching this movie. Like, she went to Radio Shack. She took her time and made that shit for him. He never even, like, at least call her. Just be like, hey, I got these Avenger group people handling this, but, no, if you could just swoop in for like 2 seconds and shoot a couple.
Nah, but I ain't even mad at him. She could come pull up once in a while and go see her niece. Like, what the hell? 20 years?
Her hair was long. She didn't age, though.
So? Who cut her hair?
Nobody cut her hair.
Like, okay, where I wish this movie went with complications and making it much more deeper texture, I wish it went. Remember when the scrolls were going through her brain? And she was realizing she was in her memories? I wish it was more in that. Like, it was memory jumping. Because we done seen everything they had to show us in the trailer. I wish they showed us everything, but then she was realizing she was seeing her memories. Like, through, like, the first and second act. It was just memory jumping, like Memento, or, like, these memory movies that are very complicated. So it's like, people will be like, holy shit, they weren't actually there. They were here. You know what I mean? Like, and you start piecing things together. and then it comes together. So it's like your memory is messed up watching the movie, not a linear story where you're like, oh yeah, we know she's this person, she's gonna get it together, and she sees the picture of herself and freaks out, then she gets
Here's
it. You know
one
what
thing
I mean?
that just came to me that I remember.
I wish there was more jumping around.
Remember when she flexed on Ronan? Like, she flew up, she shot everything, and then she looked at Ronan like, "Don't try this bullshit again." And then Ronan's like, "I will see you again." Nigga, no, you not. Star-Lord killed you in the dance off. You got all those chats. When did you see her again?
And if they're gonna do all these stupid like things, like to show things, I wish they were playing the "I'm Just a Girl" while she's doing the battle in the sky, like blowing shit up, having fun. If they're doing "I'm Just a Girl" and then she does a little 2-step in space, and he's like, "What is she doing?" Like, she's dancing in front of him. They're like, "Let's get out of here." Then they leave. Like, if they're gonna do this cheesy ass stuff, at least do something like that.
Ever since then.
Yeah, so he'd be like, when Star-Lord does it later, he's like, "I have seen this before." You know, that overpowered fucking superpowered person did this 20 years ago. You know, like something like, if they're gonna do these cheesy like,
there you go, Casey. That fan fiction is fire.
Shit, they should have did something where they're playing "I'm Just a Girl" when she's in space, knocking shit all over the place, having fun, like woo, boom, 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 and they're like, what is this? They have no protective barrier in this planet. And then she comes up and she's just like doing a quick like to the song, having fun. I think people would have laughed, and then it would have been a great fucking thing for the other movie that came out before it. Everybody would have been like, this is hilarious. And it would have gave her, you know, more human aspects to her.
All right, so
they could have used the music so much better if they used the music to jot back her memories, man. If she was like, she's walking somewhere and she hears a song that she used to love, and just like for us,
it'll be a callback for a memory
where when we first heard that song, it just jots back her memory, and she's like, what the hell? And then we see something that we saw before, but it's in a different place, and it's in the real place. So she's like, oh my god,
fiction,
I was here. Yeah, but they could have done so much dope things with the cards they had, but let's
rush it.
Throw it out.
This happens when you have 6 writers.
Yeah, they could have really worked it in.
Writers.
They could have worked
it
in nicely. Yeah, so that's my gripe with it. They could have really made it more complicated in the texturing of layering the story together, but they just made it like linear after a while. But at first they started off when they showed like, oh, rewind, and it went to when she was a little kid. I was like, this is a dope way to do the origin story. It shows her driving a car, and the guy's like, you're going too fast. You're a girl, you should slow down. And she speeds up more. I was like, this is dope. And then she flips out, and it shows her getting up as a little girl, as a teenager, as a grown-up, as an adult.
This movie's like, great for little girls.
Like in the end,
I'll say that.
It's great.
I'm just saying, if I had a daughter, like movie. I'm taking her day one.
Nah, you're sexist.
No, I'm just saying, like, take a daughter into this. Like, this movie isn't like. I want my daughter to dress up like Captain Marvel for Halloween. The same way I wanted my son to be Black Panther.
You wouldn't want your son? You wouldn't want your son to dress up as
he
Captain
could be
Marvel?
I'm still West Indian. Don't you try me. Hey.
At least you didn't say female this episode.
I did not say female. Nope.
Yeah, we growing, man.
Damn right, we're growing, but are we showing? Are we showing
our growth?
Real quick, Talos.
That movie was fun. What else you want to add in?
When he shows up at that house and he's sipping on that soda, people are saying that's a callback to Pulp Fiction, but I just enjoyed his character. I was like, who's this sassy green nigga?
Yeah.
This guy is great. He's talking shit. He wasn't really afraid of anything. He's like, look, man, I got a mission. You find out his motivation. He had more character development for me than Carol Danvers did.
He had more organic character development than Nick Fury and Carol Danvers put together.
I completely agree.
And at first, he was such a stiff dude. At first, he was like a Star Trek villain. Like, we will conquer the planet with our secret weapon, and they will not stop us. Then after, he's like, look, man, you ain't trying to fuck up this good old house, is you? Like, let's just chill. Let's talk, baby. We good.
I got your daughter outside, man. Let's not get messy.
I was like, and I thought he had a gun to the daughter's head. They were faking it like it was the mom. I was like, what's going on here? And he was like, yo, man, we all good, son. Just chill. We good. He's just drinking his soda. I'm like, this guy is
That's
really
my type of villain
like,
right there.
Yeah. I was like, is he really a villain? He didn't seem like he was one. I'm sure there's Skrull villains out there, but
his
he
cousin.
ain't a villain. I love that twist they did, man.
So you're not upset because people are comparing it to Iron Man 3, with what they did with the Mandarin. They're like, this is not my Talos. My Talos doesn't have powers to shapeshift. And that's why he was so well known, because he couldn't shapeshift and he wouldn't sacrifice himself. And that's what made him honorable. This guy could shapeshift and he's telling jokes. Hashtag not my Talos.
Nah.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
I know. I know.
Shut up.
Not
It
that
works.
serious.
Like, I get it. If you want things to be the same, that's one thing. But if they play with things and tweak it and it actually works, like, that's a good thing. Let there be a next Skrull who's just chilling on Earth right now. Like, nah, man, fuck Talos. He was selfish. He cared about his family only. I want to be king of the
that's
planet.
that's Ronan,
like,
pretty much, right? Yeah.
Kind of like he's like a Ronin. Like, he just wants to kill all friggin'. He wants to save the Skrulls in a different way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He chills on Earth and he makes himself the Super
Now-
Skrull. Like, why can't we
We
get
might,
that next?
you
know what I mean? Fantastic.
I did
Four is
see
coming.
one good music placement that they did well. Like, I liked when they used "Come As You Are" when she went to go see the Supreme Being, because it was finally it was revealing itself as who it really was. It's like, hey, I'm just pretending to look like Marvel, but I'm really something else. And now you know I'm using you, and we have the safe word against you. Hogtie. They tried to hogtie. They hogtie.
They did try to hogtie her. They put her in that silver goo. They did hogtie her, actually. It kind of did when they had her on her knees on the floor with their arms.
Yo, the
locked
Supreme
in.
Being's R. Kelly. The whole time. Like, once they finally reveal who the person is, Robert, is that you? Hogtie.
Yeah, that was.
Trying to hogtie nobody. Fury did mention Budapest. I'm so over that Budapest shit. I don't care. I don't want to see a Budapest movie. I don't care to see two unsuperpowered people in Budapest fighting. I don't care to see, because it's supposed to be Black Widow and Hawkeye, and now we know Fury was there as well. I really don't give a shit. You can give me a one shot. Give me like a Marvel one shot, like
Put it on the Disney streaming channel.
do that. I don't want a whole movie of Budapest. Give me 30 minutes.
Now, where the scene was, where the whole Air Force base was, and where the Tesseract was,
Pegasus,
all that was the same place from Pegasus. Yeah, same place where Avengers 1 was filmed, so, like the same.
Yeah, that's where
so
Loki goes.
Dope. I like that they did that callback. Yeah, that callback was pretty dope.
Now, this movie doesn't really take place in a lot of places. Like, you have Hala, the Kree homeland, and then you have Earth, and then they mention where the Skrulls are from. It's called like Skrullus, but you only get to see like 2 or 3 places.
I seen online that the Skrull planet and the Kree planet are both on the opposite sides of Earth, and they're both, in the comic books at least, they're battling to take ownership of Earth, because that's like a good, like, if you have that area, it's like putting bombs on Cuba.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like Earth is basically Cuba and America and Russia.
They beefing like Haiti and the Dominican Republic.
Kind of. But yeah, but they're trying to get that ownership of that middle point, because if they have the middle grounds, they'll take advantage and be able to take out the other planet. But I think they did it a little different in this movie. But I like what they did in this movie. It was in not as many settings as I heard, because from online people were like, yo, they're going to be, you think they're going to jump right into space right away and all this type of stuff. I was like, yeah, they did, but it was still kind of closed. You know, I thought she was going to be in space way more in this movie.
Yeah, I wanted her to realize her powers midway second act. Like, second act was a lot of like, let's do some what's the correct terminology? Like, not backtracking, but like I forgot the word, but they're basically just telling you the story as they say it in the movies. They're like, let's sit down and let's talk about what's going to happen and what's gonna take part in the film. Let's literally sit down at the bar and talk about this.
Yeah, and it's harder. I think it's harder for people who aren't, like, they have to dumb it down so other cultures and younger kids could understand what's going on. But I get what you mean. Like, they should have had it just complicated.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Exhibition is the word. That's what they're doing. A lot of that. So.
Yeah.
Back to Goose. Now, his power, like, when he puts stuff and he eats stuff, he has pockets of different realities inside of him, so he could, like, so that he can swallow people. That's why he could swallow things, and they're like, where'd it go? So where the hell is he still?
I don't know. That's a good question.
He was last seen in 1995. He was on Nick Fury's desk. Is he still at S.H.I.E.L.D.? How come nobody at S.H.I.E.L.D. has mentioned Goose? He hasn't been in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. What's with S.H.I.E.L.D. being infiltrated all the damn time? First it was this, then Hydra infiltrated them. Like, so you got the Skrulls and Hydra to infiltrate you guys? Like, get it together. What's security at S.H.I.E.L.D. that everybody's just infiltrating it that easily?
Yeah, this his character is evidence that the story was written after they put together what they want to do with Infinity War and Endgame, and they had to put Carol Danvers in the story somehow. But he's evidence that they didn't have this whole thing completely worked out the way that people think it is. I feel with his character, we've never seen Nick Fury's house. We've seen the whole offices of this place. We've seen Hawkeye's house.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But we've never seen Nick Fury's. So I feel like in Endgame, they might go to Nick Fury's house, like his actual house, and that's where the cat will probably be. They'll be like, what the hell is this cat doing here? And I think that's how they'll shoehorn it in a lazy written style.
So let's get to the end. So the end credit scene is they power up that dusty old pager, and they're like, oh, let's see if the signal's there. And then they turn around. Captain Marvel's there, longer hair. She hasn't aged. She's like, where's Nick Fury? So that to me, that shows you that one trailer where they're looking up and they're like, what is it? Like everybody thought that. I don't think that's her. I think that scene is Tony arriving back to Earth.
Was Captain America looking like he didn't have a protein shake and he didn't shave yet? Because he was looking mad skinny in that after credits. He looked like he needed some protein.
Protein's scarce, man. You lost half of everything.
He wasn't eating good. Yeah, but he lost half of people. There's more protein to go around for everybody now. He should be eating damn good. Look like he's stressed out.
You can't count his macros like you used to, man.
Yeah, man. But yeah, so, okay, I got to see the trailer again for Endgame, but he had no facial hair when he was looking up to the sky, so that's probably when Tony Stark comes back. And when Carol comes, it's probably a whole different thing than what we've seen in this end credits. Because that was too teleporty. She came in like she was standing there the whole last movie, like watching it.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Like if she when she shows up at Endgame, and you see all the stuff that she could do, I'm gonna be big mad. I'm gonna be like, if I was like Tony or one, I'm gonna be like, you know how much PTSD I got from the first invasion, and you could have helped us out. Like I about died.
He wanted to quit?
You could have helped me out here.
He should be mad at Nick Fury. You know how many times he wanted to be done with being an Avenger, but he felt like there was no one who could do the job, so he was like, let me figure something out. Like, Nick could have been like, yo, let me just make this page.
Let me call my friend.
I see you don't want to do this no more. Captain America doesn't want to do this. Yeah, they want to quit, but there's nobody else who could do the job. That's how they got Ultron, because he was like, yo, we need a defense system. So, and I don't want to keep doing this forever. So we'll make Ultron. And Ultron became evil. Then they made other things, and that became backfired. You know what I mean? So
real talk though, Casey.
Nick could have called this girl from so long ago, and it could have been, they could have chilled and enjoyed their life. He could have got married, had kids from now.
Stressed.
He risked his damn life going into space with a bomb up in the sky.
PTSD for a whole movie. A whole movie. Yeah, stressed out.
For part 2 and 3, he would have had alcoholism. You know, like Nick is chilling, playing
piece
dead.
Of shit, man. Complete piece. Well, because remember he put the blood on those cards just to get them together. Remember he's like, yeah, Coulson didn't even have that shit in his pocket, man. I just put some blood on them cards. Like, let's get these niggas together. I ain't about to call Carol. He went that extra mile instead of just sending a page. He's like, I'm gonna put blood on the card.
Hawkeye could have been enjoying his life. Hawkeye could have enjoyed his life.
So Nick Fury's the real villain of Marvel, fucking up lives.
Yeah, man. Should have been a damn scroll.
That's what I wanted. I wanted because it would explain some of the heartless shit he does. Like, come on, bro, you messed up people's lives. Selfish. He's actually really selfish if you think about it.
Yeah. Yeah. And when he was trying to intimidate dude in Captain America movie, and he took off the thing and he showed his eye, and he's like, when I look at my enemies, I look at them with both eyes, and all this intimidating shit. Is a cat this whole time. Come on, man.
Goose. Goose is like, stop talking shit. Meow.
Yeah. Yeah. That was cool though. The post-credit scene. You know what I mean? The mid-credit one. What'd you think of the last one?
That's
the
final
one.
Again, it makes me say, where the hell is Goose? Because he spit it up. He spit up the Tesseract on the desk, and I'm just like, all right, you have no use to keep this cat around because he gave you what you needed. Now he spit it up on the desk. Like, where's Goose? Goose is on the loose, man.
I was like, these motherfuckers, they know we're gonna wait through these credits, so they make us sit there and watch a cat vomit on
Hey, they made us sit and watch them eat
This is some
shawarma in the
bullshit.
first Avenger movie. So
Yeah, exactly.
Clearly they don't
It's
care.
Like, this
Some
is some
assholes,
bullshit. It didn't give me a good feeling walking out of the theater. And there was one lady who was laughing her ass off at the scene. And I was like, this is not funny. Exactly. I was like, this is not funny. This is them just saying, fuck you, fans. Like, I
it
didn't
took
get a good
5
feeling walking
minutes
out
out of
the
my
theater.
life me watching all these
I
credits.
I
man.
sat here watching for 10 minutes. Yeah. Sat there for 10 minutes watching credits to see a cat get a hairball.
Well, I think I'm done. Do you have anything else you want to get off your chest about this movie?
Yeah, the movie was cool. You see why we feel the way we do. If you disagree, fuck with us on Instagram and our email and all that, and get at us and let us know how you felt, man. But nah, nothing else.
I'm gonna try to
That's
go
about it.
live next time. I'm sorry, y'all. I got sick, man. Diarrhea is
all
not
good.
fun.
You don't gotta give these people excuses. It's all good,
Act like
man.
R. Kelly.
Fuck,
Try
man.
to destroy me, man.
Niggas is grown folk, man. We busy.
Trying to destroy my family. How am I gonna see my kids?
Yo, killing me out.
Killing me.
Y'all killing me out there, man. You killing me. Are we still rolling?
Touch up my Beijing real quick, baby. Okay, all right. Dab the sweat off my forehead.
Cause I believe I can fly.
What if he thought the mic was off and he was like whispering to Gayle, "You know I fucked them kids, right?"
Oh Lord, cut his head off.
Jail, nigga. They should have hauled him off like right after the interview, like, cause nothing was gained from the interview. Not a damn
Nothing was
thing.
gained whatsoever.
Again, this is the Bacchanal podcast. I'm Casey. I'm Akil. Fuck it. I'm sick.
And I'm Akil,
yep,
and he's Casey.
Yep.
This is episode 74. Thank you.
Is it 74?
This was great. That's
But was it really 73? I feel like I fucked up the numbers. I tried to buy half a Sony and they just started messing up my numbers, man. They don't want me to be great. I am going to take a nap and be better, and we're going to have hopefully a live episode. So it's episode 73. Y'all be easy. Peace.
74. Peace.